Now, to the untrained eye, this may not seem like much, but when you're putting in your infrastructure, like your sewer line, your water line, you have to break through a very solid foundation because you lay that first. And then if you're going to have a contact outside, you've got to run that so that you don't see where the lines go. And then you'll put one of these and have lids on them and bury them in the... Anyway, that's going to be for the like Christmas lights and things like that. Another thing to the untrained eye is the base of the columns is very important, that they're straight up and down, completely straight, even, with a solid footing, because that's going to hold up the roof structure. And those three columns are very important, so they're all lined up, plumb, straight up and down. All the lighting zones are important. Then you have to bury it. We started doing this. Tomorrow we'll have another 2 trucks. We'll probably have about 12 trucks in total. This is called sescap. It looks like sand. Most of the time when you fill things up, you use a thing called relleno, which is a dirty kind of a fill. It's got a lot of debris and stuff in it, but I wanted the fine stuff, so it's more like powder sand. And here's the bathroom. All of the plumbing is stubbed up for the sink, for the toilet, drain, water, and this is going to be a beautiful, spacious toilet, believe it or not. And a lot of these dimensions, they don't look the same as when they're finished. And this is also going to be a storage unit, and it's going to be really, really nice. All the controls for everything is going to be inside, for the fans, for the TV, stereo, lights. I'm going to have a bunch of spotlights on here, so I'm going to flood the zone and be able to, I'm going to have 3, 6, 9 spotlights above on the top of these columns right below the roof line, that you again won't see any of the wires, and that's going to flood the zone, so to speak. And I'll be able to accent different things, because we're going to have a large mural that's going to be accent lighted and lit, and I'm going to have down lights, all kinds of lighting effects, because I'm big on lights. I like that. Here's the water line that went in, and I'm going to make a couple changes there. But the cooking area, which is the grill and the griddle, that's going to be in the center, because that's going to be a focal point. And I'm going to have a mural over here, a big mural, Day of the Dead mural, down lights. This is all going to be smooth like a baby's butt, and I'm going to make it have it painted the same color scheme as Casa Colonial. And another very important, because we're still doing structural. Once we get all the structural elements in and we start doing after we do the floor, the rest is going to go very fast, because you do all the planning ahead of time. This is called a dwarf pile, or a pin pile. And this is going to basically, between this and the rest of the foundation, and when you fill it in and put a mat, like that rebar mat, on the floor, and cover it with cement, that makes the floor extremely durable, hard. It won't sag. It'll be rigid, and we'll be able to because we're going to put Mexican marble on it, so it's going to be very heavy, but it will not sag, and we'll have a very undiscernible declination on it of about 1 centimeter for every meter. So the water sheets off, it never collects, it never ponds in here, even if water did get in. However, I am going to have a polyurethane curtain all the way around it, so I can roll it up, have fresh air with the fans working, and then when there's inclement weather or whatever, I just roll them down for protection. Over here, on the corner here, we're going to have another foundation similar to this, and that's where the pizza burning wood-fired oven. It's a very traditional style. Here are all the bricks for it here, and that foundation is going to hold that up because it's going to be very heavy. And we have a commercial sink, a commercial grill. I bought a beautiful large French door commercial refrigerator, a freezer with the big drawer that opens up, so that whenever our cook service wants to store all the food before they prep it for a big party, they'll have it already there. I'm sure there's a lot I'm not mentioning, but oh yeah, there's going to be a countertop over here for buffet style. You know, you make everything here and then you put it all on this large table. It's going to be all covered with Talavera tiles. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and you can do a buffet style setting there. And I'm going to have I'm going to have a light and fixture run up from the bottom so you won't see it. And then I'll have tube lighting, so it downlights, some outlets so that the buffet table can use whatever, put a coffee maker on there or whatever. And you don't, the big thing is you won't be seeing wires hanging out everywhere. It's pre-planned, so the wires are silent, so to speak. And like I said, oh yeah, and all these rocks that we don't use for the foundation, when it's all said and done, probably next week, we'll put them in here and use them as fill, and then cover them up with Siscop. And before we put the floor in, the floor material, the marble should be coming in soon. But yeah, that's all the news that's fit to print. There's some blocks that we're using to start building the bathroom and bodega warehouse. It's all going to be air conditioned. It's all going to be, anyway. So it's going to be pretty cool. Ceiling fans, vent for the grill, ceiling vent, lighting, specialty lighting, star lighting, the traditional Mexican lighting, and everything else.